It is a woman with dark hair, sort of. It's starting to show the signs of graying, but dark hair. Slightly olive skinned. She's a human. Um, she looks a little confused because she doesn't recognize either one of you. Said, yes, can I help you?
Good. It's still morning, right? Or is it afternoon?
Noon-ish.
Good afternoon, then.
Sure.
We're newcomers to the village, and I was hoping that my associate and I might be able to brush up on the history of the area, to know it a little bit better.
She pauses and says, "Oh, well, how would what do you mean?"
We're just interested in sort of the history. You know, it's always nice to get to know a place that you plan to stay around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me a diplomacy check.
Who?
Both of you.
Dang. Oh, snap.
Wow. Okay.
I've been rolling really, really well, so when combat hits, I'm fucked.
Yeah, probably. So she sort of looks apprehensive at first, but she nods a little bit. Well, we do have some records here. Is there something in particular you're interested in?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. y'all need to decide on a research topic.
How about shoot, do we remember what time the statue incident was? Wasn't it like 200, 300 years?
I mentioned the time. Hold on, let me pull up my note. Actually, no, I wouldn't have gone that far in my book research. Shit. We were interested in we got to see the monument earlier today, but we don't really know much about the town or what that was about beyond that there was a fire.
You mean Harrowstone?
Harrowstone.
Yes. Obviously, we do have some records here about that. There's not much room here in the office, though. Perhaps one of you would care to stay and find what you need.
Of course.
And she takes that as you volunteering that you're going to stay.
Guess I'm walking away.
And she'll walk with you, sort of thing. She's not gonna leave the town hall, but she'll sort of walk out into the main, room and sort of give Alex rein to look through the books, and that's only because you rolled really well on diplomacy. I'll give you a hint. You needed a 25 to get that to actually happen.
Is there any chance that I might be, like, once I get the files, so to speak, that I'm looking for, that she'll let me bring my good compatriot back in to help me with my research?
No, you're gonna get one person in this room. It's just it's a logistical thing. There's room for you in this office, basically.
Oh no, I was hoping we might be able to take it out into the main hall.
No, that's not. She's not gonna do that.
Got it. Oh shit.
So basically, this is where you're gonna be for the next few hours.
Yep.
What is Alden gonna do? Is he gonna stick around?
I do give you a pleading look, Alden. I'm sorry.
I don't think Alden needs to be apologized to for that, really.
I'll just smile.
He got out of studying.
I was slightly interested, but I was more interested in. I'm probably gonna head to the temple since everyone and their mother seems to not want to go there.
Okay. Yeah, you're sort of headed for the temple. Okay. While I'm sitting here doing this, you are looking at Harrowstone in the Ravengrove Town Hall. Harrowstone. Alex, give me either knowledge history or knowledge local and add 2. Because you are using the records of the town
15
hall.
with the +2.
15. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. Okay, I'm going to read this out. If you need parts of it, just let me know. Harrowstone was built in 4594. Ravengrove was founded at the same time as a place where guards and their families could live so that they could produce food and other supplies used by the prison. The fire that killed all of the prisoners and most of the guards destroyed a large portion of the prison's underground eastern wing, but left most of the stone structure above relatively intact. The prison's warden perished in the fire, along with his wife, although no one knows why she was in the prison when the fire occurred. A statue commemorating the warden and the guards who lost their lives was built in the months after the tragedy. That statue still stands on the riverbank just outside of town.
Let me make sure I got this. Harrowstone built in 4594.
Mhm.
Same time as town. Fire destroyed the eastern wing underground.
Mhm.
Warden wife perished. Why the wife was there, we have no clue. Monument built to the guards.
Mhm. That would be it.
Well, we could make a guess as to why she was there, but
I could make a couple guesses. All of them
but-
completely uneducated.
Yeah, there's plenty of guesswork about that. Obviously, better results will get you better information
Right.
and more information. So Alden, meanwhile, is headed off to where?
E, right? I'm pretty sure
Okay.
the observations that I had made was if it wasn't D, it was probably E.
Okay, so you head off to E, and yeah, you find it is indeed a temple. Now I flick through here to make sure I get the right description, if there is one. You can obviously tell from the outside that this is a temple dedicated to Pharasma. It's also the most elaborate building in town. It's most of the other buildings are just standard. These are farmer hut, type stuff. This is obviously a church, so it's the most elaborate building. On the east side, so sort of up here, there's a large stained glass depiction of what you recognize as Pharasma standing judgment over someone.
I'm gonna guess I don't know that someone unless I had knowledge religion.
You can roll knowledge religion, knowledge history, knowledge. Yeah, those two.
Oh, they're all the same. So I'll do religion.
16. The figure is familiar to you, but not so well that you can draw the name to your lips immediately. So I assume you walk into.
I'm looking specifically for the priest, so I would look around and see if the father was outside and assume that he's not, so then I would head inside.
You don't see the father. It's a Saturday, and it's not necessarily the most religious of days. You do notice, sort of to the west side, this sort of side. It's not side building, but sort of the side nacelle of the building, as it were, is a sort of separate entrance, and the door is open, and there's a couple of people dressed in, robes. people who look like they belong in a church, but not the father.
I would approach them then, and I would say, "Hi, I'm Alden. I'm looking for the father. Is he around?"
Okay, so as you enter the room, you notice it's sort of set up almost like a shop.
Oh, weird.
I mean, it's it's not a standard shop,
Right.
but it's kind of set up that way. There's a couple of potions in a rack behind where these guys are standing, and one of them standing at a desk with a big book in front of him, sort of he's flipping through it or something. And the other is sort of he's milling around, brushing the stones. And the floor is stone, for the record. There is just make sure I get this right. Boop. You do notice that one of the things hanging up is a silvery-looking morning star, and another is it's a stick basically, but it's a wand, and it's got a little white streak rolling around it as it tapers down.
Well, I'm gonna approach that.
Yeah, well, you don't quite get to approach it all the way before you
Right.
sort of get intercepted by one of the people here.
Oh, hello.
Hello, may we help you?
Yes, I was actually looking for the father, but might I say, this temple is fantastic.
Well, thank you very much. The father was tending the wrestlings earlier. I think he must be back by now, though. He's probably in the chapel, for lack of a better word.
So I've been looking around, noticed the stuff hanging over there. Is this a shop?
Well, we do offer certain things, but only to those who, well.
I understand. Well, while curiosity is always fascinating, I would love to see the father. So thank you very much. I'll go see if he's over there, and then I will walk away.
Yeah, the cleric sort of nods and sort of motions out the door and left, so as to go to the main entrance, as it were.
Yeah. I will head there.
And they nod and continue about their business. So you go up to the main door, and you probably struggle a little bit to get the main door open because
it's so freaking big.
Halfling.
I'm not weak though.
You're not weak, but it's a big door. It's not a standard size door. It's a bit bigger. It's not 20 feet tall, but it's a fair sized door.
When you think about that, that's huge.
Well, you got to remember it's a elaborate church, right? So think about all the like iron banded doors that we used to see back in churches in England, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those. So it's got some weight to it. But you do get. I mean, it's not going to pose you too much trouble. You get inside, and it's a church. there's pews. There's an altar. There's and there's a couple of people milling about in the same robes.
I mean, it's same old. If I don't see the father, I'll approach the individuals in the robes.
So you do eventually notice that the father is he's not at the altar, he's sort of behind it, sorting out things for the service, probably tomorrow.
So I'll approach him and say, "Oh, father."
And the old man who looks like Yoda, we've all decided.
It's Yoda's grandfather.
It's Yoda's grandfather. Okay, yes. The old man turns and he turns, and you notice that his eyesight sweeps across, expecting to find someone, and then looks down. Because
Oh dear.
oh yeah, they're small people. Because you don't sound like a child, right?
Right.
So he was expecting a natural-sized person, and it's a halfling. He nods.
Yeah,
and,
well, I make up for what the halfling lacks.
yeah. Well, anyway. So he nods and says, "Ah, you're one of the bearers of Petros."
Yes, I just wanted to. First of all, I wanted to stop by and say thank you for all you did yesterday. It was greatly appreciated.
Ah, it is for him as well.
Did you know the professor well?
He lived here for 10 years, I think.
He was a good man.
Hmm.
So yeah, I can't help but also notice that the temple it looks great. It's better than the temples I've seen on my travels.
He sort of, looks up and around at the temple and says, yes, it's no cathedral of Caliphas, but yes.
So I came first to thank you, of course, but I had some concerns having followed Pharasma. When we first arrived, there were a bunch of hooligans or whatever trying to interrupt the service, but they mentioned necromancy. I was a little shocked. I wanted to check with the good people of Pharasma and see have they heard anything of recent about necromancy?
Necromancy. No.
That's what I suspected. It just sounds crazy. Well, while I'm here, I'd love to look around some more. We're trying to sort of meet more people in the town. So if I could be of help to anyone, I'd love to lend a hand.
Well, there's always tending to do. The Reston's, well, keeping the weeds out and such.
Well, while all of my companions are out doing their thing, I'd love to lend a hand around here.
Well, all right, yes. I suppose we can find something for you to do. And so, are you intending on just sort of manual labor, whatever you?
Yeah, piddle work and just trying to be jovial. I'm trying. I guess I'd also before I jump into that is just asking him for any maybe studies I could do here at the temple.
Okay.
It's probably not.
There's what do you need for this? Give me a diplomacy check.
Oh, I have a chance here.
Let's see how well you are at convincing the father.
Not great.
No, not high enough. He sort of the church's records are private, obviously.
Oh, right. Apologies.
And Ken, are you listening to me?
Yes.
Check your notes. You already have the answer. And if you don't see it in your notes, then you're looking in the wrong place. But you already have the answer to your question.
I mean, I feel at this point I would just try and kill time until we all retire because I figure going to the school would be worth going with Alex.
Sure.
I mean, if there's no work to be done here, I'd just head back to the house. And
I mean,
continue living.
there's always sweeping and stuff to be done. It's not, particularly back-breaking work. It's a church.
If there's no healing, I think I'll only spend a little bit of time and then I'll head back and put away more books.
Let me Are you off?
Books.
Do you actually say that you are a healer and that you can heal others? Do you tell the priest?
I
that?
would tell the priest that.
Okay. One D. He says that there's not anyone at present that requires healing, but such talents are always in need in the farming community. Accidents happen.
All right, I'll be sure to check in then more often and see if I can lend a hand.
Okay.
And then I'll head back to the house.
Yeah. So it's sort of we get to the end of the day and the group reconvenes.
Hi, honey.
No, I didn't ask. Okay. Because I didn't see any like shower or anything in the house. Is there one? Or...
There's bath facilities.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's.
Just reasons, because did
Yeah.
not see.
No. Yeah. I don't have all the tools at my disposal for.
Yeah.
This is the map. This is the only map I think that I have that I generated myself. The rest come from
Okay.
the adventure itself.
Hey, sweetie pie. I love you too.
I wish there was a
What's
move
up, babe?
everyone back to players thing.
I beat a lot of bosses.
Cool.
Oh,
I
I'm
really
going to
didn't
guess
do anything.
we will get cleaned up and wait for the others at the end of the evening.
Okay.
And wait,
Yeah. You guys come back. You've been doing farm work, so.
babe.
Yeah. Does that
it's
mean
what-
we get a bath? Where can we get a bath? I want a bath.
Pretend there's a bath in here.
Yeah, there's a bath in here somewhere. Let's just. Yeah.
There's a bath in the house?
Yeah.
Let's just. Yeah.
Good, because nobody wants a stinky barbarian.
No.
Stinky, cranky.
Is there any other kind?
Hey!
Oh,
You woke me up by kicking me. That makes you crazy.
I never kicked you.
snap.
You kicked my toe.
No, I didn't.
No,
was
that,
Alden.
that was Alden.
That was Alden. Alden did it. It's all Alden's fault.
I both did.
But
Tried to
after
get me
getting
to
cleaned up,
read.
Ansel asks, Kendra if she needs any help with anything.
So Kendra at this point is probably preparing the evening meal, and she sort of I think she'll let Ansel help sort of set the table and get things out, as it were.
Okay.
We're gonna say hi to everybody.
You can say hi
And
to
that'll
everybody
take place while
with
Siri's
you.
bathing.
Yeah.
They would hear you.
Hello.
Hello, Joe.
Oh,
I have come to haunt you.
That happens later.
wow.
He doesn't know what this scenario's about. He
and
could
then,
be your ghost NPC.
Yeah. Does anyone have anything that they want to say?
Yeah, I'd wait till dinner.
Okay.
Assuming dinner's happening, I would go to the table.
Sure.
Yeah, dinner. Dinner sounds good.
Food. Fud.
And I would just say, so how was the work? Any luck?
What would we do? Like gardening, farming type stuff, lifting rocks?
Yeah, it was farming, sort of gathering, not crops, but sort of.
What time of year is it?
It is February, effectively.
Okay, February. There's not much farming going on in February, people.
Preparing the
they're-
land.
Yeah.
It's
Actually
usually
getting it ready for
snowy and
planting.
cold.
You're preparing
Not in February. The ground's usually still frozen. How many of you have ever been farming?
I live in the south. There's no cold.
This is a farming village. They find things to farm because otherwise they starve to death during the winter.
Okay, because just the Washingtonian farming brain here goes. The ground's usually frozen. You can't do much. But is it a warmer climate that they can
Yeah,
do?
it's a bit warmer. I mean, they can farm certain things. Not well. Let me rephrase that.
Right.
They find things to farm year round, not necessarily they farm the same thing.
They're farming evergreen pine cones.
Yeah, right, sure, okay.
To make tiny little Christmas trees with glitter.
I was assuming they were going to try and eat the pine cones, but
Oh no, they don't taste very good.
The wolf balls come from somewhere, trust me.
Yeah.
So basically, we were either harvesting crops or weeding or tilling.
Yeah, we are harvesting crops, or you're maybe tending some livestock. I don't know.
Yeah. Why don't we rustle some cows and herd
Yeah.
cows and sheep?
Yeah.
Alden, did you find anything interesting after we parted ways?
No, unfortunately not. I mean, talk of necromancy is pretty much non-existent from the sounds of it. And the temple looks great, though. It's pretty exquisite for all the other kind of buildings around.
Sure, it's not nearly as grand as the Temple of Caliph, or the
Temple at Califast?
I'm trying to think of the proper term.
Cathedral.
The cathedral.
So they say. So they say. How about you? Any luck inside the archives?
A little, not a whole lot, but at least some things to go on, possibly. It appears the town was built around the prison at about the same time, and the prison burned about 90 years after the founding. The monument is to the guards who died, including the warden, and someone not listed would be the warden's wife. Now, why the warden's wife was in the prison is beyond me. According to the records, most of the damage seemed to be underground in the eastern wing.
Well, that's something.
We'd have to get prison records to find out what's down there. Or what
We
was
would have to
down
assume the prison records survived the fire.
What if and there's nobody that ever worked, did laundry for, gardened for the people to find to talk to about things?
there?
Is Kendra around?
She's cooking.
She's in the kitchen, yeah.
Aside from the name on the monument, does the last name Hochran mean anything to you, Mistress Laura Marr?
Hawkran. No, I don't think so.
Where'd that name come from?
That was the warden
Oh.
and his wife.
Well,
Well, yes, of course she had his last name.
Right.
maybe the wizard at the school would know. I could try the temple as well.
Mr. Nyoka, any thoughts on the matter?
Ansel sits down after setting the table and just shakes his head.
You also mentioned there was a scroll shop in town, Master Highhill.
Yeah, I believe we passed it. It's to the north. We passed it on the way from the cemetery.
I do recall that, yes. Perhaps tomorrow I might take a look there. Divide and conquer?
That sounds great.
Okay, has anyone got anything else to add? Or are we going to gloss forward here?
Probably gloss forward because I got nothing else to add.
Keep on glossing.
I actually will, once we finish the meal, mention something about the rooms, since I don't want to get hit again.
Rooms?
Room.
Oh, rooms.
I was thinking it might be a good idea to stay at the inn, see if we can build a repertoire with the inn as well. I mean, might as well just try and be friendly with as many people as we can.
They'll lynch us all the same once they decide to turn on us.
I'm not sure. That's ever the negative.
That was a very cynical viewpoint there.
That's
The
Alex
Hansel
for
just
you.
kind of chuckles.
With that in mind, that's probably where I'm going to head for tonight, unless there's objections.
Mhm.
Not particularly.
Not really.
All right, then, not necessarily going into deep conversation on it. That's where I'd stay, and I'd just do small talk, see who shows up at the end, things like that.
Okay. So
Unless we need to have a discussion.
not I'm aware of. If anyone else have...
The only thing I could think of is mentioning before he leaves regarding whether I might be able to get a loan from him.
Alone?
A loan.
What for?
Something that might be able to help us in our endeavors. Or have you already spoken with Master Nyoka about it?
Maybe. We did look around a lot today.
A particular stone in a particular shop?
Oh, I remember that. I mean, I don't know what it was, but
It's a protective stone.
I have some money, but not close to that.
Neither do I, but I'm thinking if maybe we can pull some funds, we might have enough for it. And if not, it's something we can always work towards. It seems the owner has no clue of its actual value.
Have we checked to see if we can like put it on retainer until we do have the money? I certainly don't have a lot of money, and I don't like the idea of pooling it all together and losing it in one fell swoop, if you know what I mean.
True.
Plus there's the scroll shop tomorrow.
Also true.
I'm gonna point out that you said you're gonna go to an inn to stay.
That's true. I hope it doesn't cost like 40 gold.
No,
What, you're too good to stay with the rest of us?
You might have missed the previous comment. No worries. No, I was thinking it'd be a good idea to get out there amongst the people. So I figured staying at the inn would, one, generate some revenue for the inn, see who's around, things like
While
that.
we're trying to save money, you're going out.
I'm afraid of sharing a room with Master Nyoka.
I believe I was the one in the morning certainly offering to do so, but courtesies and all.
We could always, I don't know, flip a coin for it.
I think
Hansel sits there and goes, you know what? I'll go to the inn.
I'll tell you what. Everyone, roll me wisdom.
hell yeah.
I'm gonna guess Siri's not gonna roll particularly high on that one.
Hey,
You know it's my dump stat.
Oh, is it?
It's my dump stat,
Nope.
yeah.
I didn't roll too badly.
Your
There's
dump
my
stat
low.
Crit. And
That's not too bad.
I think this is a great idea. Or a terrible idea.
they're not nailed to the floor.
Shall he takes a moment and he's got that look of, why didn't I think of this before?
I don't know.
If we can clean out one of these rooms, that will alleviate the bedroom issue. So we just have to pack up a room and move one of the beds down.
I'm guessing that's 3 votes against my idea, so let's pick a room.
There's a chair in that one, and he points, back here.
I say the one with the least amount of books we could always move into my room since I seem to be using
There's
them
a
most
room,
often.
At least with a
There's only one wall of books in that one.
And I've been working in that room. I'll take that room then. Plus the bed can be small then.
There you go.
He wouldn't need as much space. That is true. Yes.
Oh, let's get to
So
it.
if we found a good sized treasure chest, we could just shove them in there.
Let me just
All
say,
chest?
you want to put someone who is a caster in a chest full of books that have because I will be glad.
Hey, Ansel just sighs and starts moving books over to across the way, so to speak. Like here.
Sure.
Just starts piling them up.
I don't
Gives
know
a
how
whole new
much
meaning
this
to Pop
room-
Goes the Weasel.
I don't
Well, you
how much
know,
of this place is actually me doing things.
You have
Or,
hair starting gear.
Whoa!
What? What? What did I do?
no, no, not that. God damn it! Give back that thing.
It's in the table.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
I cannot move the beds because that upstairs area is all one
Yeah.
pre-made thing. But just assume a bed has been moved down.
Yeah, I'm good.
So we all
So yeah, you all pitch in. You spend an hour or so, and you dump out this room
And how
effectively.
does she feel about us rearranging the house?
Well,
She did want help with the
Yeah.
arranging of it.
The house is pretty much a mess from all of the books and stuff.
Yeah.
So she's not objecting to you cleaning up.
Oh, well, that's good. 'Cause
So you spend an hour and you clean up and you put a bed down there for Alden from the room with the double beds, or the 2 beds, I should say. And unless anyone else has anything else they want to bring up,
Nope.
we will move on to the next day.
on sleep, prickiness.
Okay. Anything important going on today?
I'll be down in
Plans?
about an hour, and I need you to shuffle the deck.
Okay.
Ansel will help with setting the table for breakfast and all that.
The deck has been shuffled.
Do that, and then probably go and pick up any books on the floor. Find a place for them.
Good luck.
Yeah. A chest, empty box type situation.
Okay. Sure. I mean, yeah, you can do some cleaning up. What's everyone's plans for the day?
So, depending on how early Alex wants to go to the scroll shop, I'll either go there or I'm looking at going to the school yard to visit the wizard.
Okay.
Off to see the wizard.
He's off to see the wizard.
Just past the dock.
What about Alex? What is Alex?
Alex is mildly concerned over what he's just drawn.
Ooh.
What has okay. Okay.
The real person is genuinely curious. The other person, well,
I
he's
have no
just,
idea what's going on because he hasn't seen anything happen.
to be fair, the real person also doesn't see anything happen.
No, you probably don't. Ansel, what is Ansel planning on doing for the day? What are his
He's
plans
going to clean up, get Siri off to do another physical labor job.
Okay.
We're busy by not killing people. I don't know.
Sorry, now that I've got that taken care of, once I come down, I'll probably have a quick breakfast and head off to try and get as much done as I can.
Probably around noonish,
Mm-hmm.
he'll take Siri over to the Laughing Demon.
Okay.
Oh, is that back where the piss water was?
Yes, that's where the piss water was.
Oh, okay. We got more balls.
So yeah, so you can have more wolf balls and just proclaim how good they are.
There we go.
Indeed. Okay. Boop-a-doop-a-doop.
And maybe see if there's any rumors going on there, or see if there's any work that might not have been posted on the board.
Okay. So so I'm sorry, what was Alex doing?
After he'll be down an hour after everyone else, have a quick breakfast of whatever's left, and head pretty much straight to the scroll shop, as we're calling it.
Okay, so Alden and Alex are both headed for the scroll shop. Ansel and Siri are going to do some manual labor for a few hours up north. Okay. That's okay. So as you are so Ansel and Siri, you're I'm gonna move everyone onto the map because I'm a smart person and I should do that. Because brains. There we go. Nice and back on.
Okay.
I'm going to zoom this out just a little bit for the recording because I has a brain. Okay. Steam, you got to let me actually click on things. Go away. Thank you. So you're headed up the east side of town. Siri and Ansel, the job posting you're responding to is sort of up in the north. Yeah, up there. And Alden and Alex are headed to L, so they're headed to the.
Yeah, we'll probably go
to the scroll.
L via.
Yeah, so you're sort of heading up the same direction, and you pass through
Okay.
through the town center. Everybody, roll me perception.
Perception?
Perception.
Yes. Let's see how attention. Wow. Okay.
Man, how can I do this every time?
Perception is not your thing, apparently.
Ansel, the
Well-
coolest wonder.
Ansel is trying to make sure Siri doesn't run off and attack people.
Well, Ansel needs to get his head out of his ass. If he doesn't do that, she's not a complete idiot.
So as you
That's
are,
what she's just like.
Essentially, Siri and Ansel are arguing the entire way.
right.
"Ah,
So as you sort of get to roughly here, follow the purple aura.
The glowing bread roll.
Yeah, the glowing bird roll. Alex and Siri, you both hear singing, rhythmic singing, sort of coming from.
Singing, like chanting, singing, like, oh my god, they're about to tie somebody to a stake.
No, it's young person singing. It's got a definite cadence to it.
Okay, like hi ho, we're off to work we go.
Something like that.
I was thinking children's choir from the sounds of it.
Something maybe more closer to that. What?
I was
What
thinking
do you
children's songs,
What's
like
your
Ring Around
reaction?
the Rosie.
That's closer to what I'm talking about. Yes.
Okay.
So you sort of hear it coming off from the left side of you. What do you do? What's your reaction? The other two haven't heard it yet.
Stop and look over into the direction, see if we can see anything.
Alex?
I'm trying to make out the words more clearly.
Okay. Ansel and Alden. Siri suddenly stops in the middle of the street and looks to her left.
Ansel stops because he's obviously on Siri duty right now.
Siri,
And
did
he-
he really?
Yep.
Would you prefer we call it babysitting?
You can kiss
And
my
he
tail.
follows
barbarian
her
sitting.
gaze.
Barbarian sitting.
Are we on the map where we are?
Yeah.
Where are we at on the map?
So
Just
he
north of the
kinda
town center.
looks, he follows
Where the
her,
P?
and looks that way.
I'd probably get a few paces ahead and then realize that no one else is there. So
Yeah,
then
we're
I'd
right
stop and
here.
turn around.
Yeah.
You stop and turn around, come back. Okay. Does anyone in this group speak Varisian?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
I don't know.
I don't think you do. 'Cause
I don't
Yes.
think
You have the nerd and the sarcastic asshole.
I think the nerd does. Yes.
Okay. the
I say,
nerd does
doesn't
then.
the nerd just about speak?
So everyone can see, because it doesn't take a skill to see really. There's a group of 5 girls standing over by this hut, and they're skipping rope. And so that's the
Okay.
cadence. That's the cadence you were
Oh.
getting. Is the
Yeah.
and they are hitting it. Every note is exactly, they are
Beautiful.
right in time with their
Oh, one of
movement.
those stupid skipping songs.
It's one of the skipping songs, and it's every couplet they're swapping out,
Oh, are they doing the
not with 2 ropes, they're doing it with one rope.
Okay.
With one rope, but yeah, but they're basically
They're not doing double dutch.
Yeah.
it's not double Dutch, but it's Dutch. And they're swapping in and out. They've got it down pat. And so they're dressed a bit brighter than others. They're dressed in shawls and skirts. And they are singing in Varisian. And so only those that speak Varisian can understand what they're saying.
Is it
I am
anything
going-
interesting?
I am going to start reading what they are singing. I'm going to pause at the end of each line. They don't pause. If you want to stop me and interrupt me, let me know. Otherwise, they're going to keep repeating the same things over and over again. As you approach, they are singing the following. I'm going to try and get the cadence, but I'm fucking not, so I'm going to go my own cadence. Put her body on the bed, take a knife and lop her head. Swap child.
Holy mackerel.
Watch the blood come out the pipe, feeds the sturge so nice and ripe. Are you doing that in character or out of character?
That's an out of character.
Okay. Drops of red so sparkly bright, splatters spell her name just right. With a hammer killed his wife, now he wants to claim your life.
Ansel looks mildly
Can you give me
disturbed.
those last 2 lines about the killing?
Now with a hammer killed his wife, now he wants to claim your life. And they're going to repeat these lines, so if, effectively you're going to get them just by listening to repetitions. Tricksy father tells a lie, listen close or you will die.
Hoy vey.
These 5 quatrains or couplets, they repeat. In Varisian.
Ansel just looks disturbed.
Sounds quite lovely.
Oh, you guys don't know what to accept.
Well, they can hear
Like,
they can hear their singing in.
At any point, are they spelling out a name?
No.
Let me make sure I got these right. Put her body on the bed, take a knife and lop her head, watch the blood come out the pipe, feed the surge so nice and ripe. Drops of red so sparkly bright, splatter spells her name just right. With a hammer killed his wife, now he wants to kill. I missed that.
Claim your life.
Hoy vey. How
And lastly, Tricksy father tells a lie. Listen closer, you will die.
That's correct.
Did you look at my cards? Because I just turned pale white. That first card is the past.
Ansel
Holy
is standing
crap.
there mildly disturbed. And then he goes, "Am I hearing this right?" And mind you, he has not translated it.
I
So-
believe you are, and I'm saying this in Varisian.
Okay, so you're saying this version. Are you talking? What I mean, you whispering to each other, or you? What do you?
Well, Ansel doesn't speak loud most of the time anyway, so normal his normal tone, which is just under normal people's.
Mine's is half whispered at least.
Do I hear them enough to depict that they are speaking the same language as the one singing?
Give me a linguistics roll.
Well, this is gonna go even more poorly.
You know how often I get to tell someone to roll linguistics?
I know, right?
Not very often.
I-
You can sort of guess maybe that there's. I mean, it sort of sounds the same.
So, can you guys understand them?
Ansel just nods. Yeah.
I
What
know this
are
sounds
you
really silly.
saying?
Oh, the word father. There's a difference in slight emphasis of father as in a holy person, and father as in parent. Is there an ability of emphasis, or do we not detect it?
You can't tell in Varisian.
Okay. Like basically asking if one was capitalized.
Yeah, you can't quite tell.
Okay.
That may be a case of the fact that these are children singing,
Yeah.
or that it's a Varisian accent. You can't quite tell.
It's slightly disturbing.
Slightly?
Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Along with the slightly raised eyebrow.
What did it
Yeah.
say?
And Ansel just arches his eyebrow back like slightly.
I look between them both, trying to understand what's going on.
Yeah, Siri looks confused and she's like,
Are they locals?
"What are they saying?"
How would you?
How would you
I
I
know
might
a
have
local?
noticed them around town, or not.
You haven't seen them before.
Okay.
Whether that means they're not local or not.
Ansel takes a moment and takes Alden and Siri a little bit off and lowers his voice and explains what they're singing.
As I'm just kind of watching from the sidelines,
And he's watching those girls out, as best he can.
Wow.
Slightly?
My sister tried to kill me every day for like 6 years. It's slightly disturbing.
I'm sorry. That's slightly?
Slightly.
That's brutal.
Where do you think they learned that?
It's from Parisians.
Do I know enough about Varisians to think it's a Varisian thing? Probably not.
Do I know anything about Parisians?
Knowledge history, knowledge local, knowledge. Those two.
I'm going to regret this terribly, but I am approaching the young ladies.
Said it would be knowledge local.
Knowledge local or knowledge history?
Well, yeah, y'all.
Y'all
Y'all don't
know.
know crap.
Yeah.
If history serves me right,
Here.
Basically, well, Siri probably has no idea who the fuck Varisians are.
Well, yeah, she doesn't. She's like clueless.
Alden knows who Varisians are. He doesn't have any grasp of whether this would be a Varisian thing or not.
I just shrugged then.
Alex, you haven't heard anything about it either. As you approach, the girls suddenly stop what they're doing, and as you sort of approach them specifically, as opposed to just approaching, they sort of cluster's not the right word, but
Group?
yeah,
Huddle?
they group up and sort of look at you,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely silent.
Yeah, kind of expecting this. At which point I'm trying to think what the word is. Basically, coming down to their level.
Okay.
Like, not kneeling on my hindquarters.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting song you have there. And you're quite good at jump rope.
Roll me diplomacy.
Yeah, I know.
Ansel's
I'll-
making his way over as he's.
And yeah,
Yeah,
Chris
they're
is-
talking in Varisian.
Well, you don't assume that.
Well, they're
Is-
talking in whatever.
Is
Well-
Alex singing Parisian?
Yes.
I'll stay way back then, since I know that I'm know nothing.
Well,
and
before I answer that first, did it sound like they were speaking it fluently, or was it like one of those things where
It's pretty clear that they've been speaking this
Okay.
as natives, but the girls say absolutely nothing.
Ansel comes up and smiles and kind of pats Alex on the, because that's what he does. And smiles, greets. Where did you learn that? Obviously.
I presume that's
Wow.
also in Varisian.
I have some shitty rolls tonight.
What about that nat 20?
The girls start to edge away from you as a group and sort of towards the south.
Oh boy.
I'll turn to Siri and say, "Do you think we should tail him or something? I don't know what's going on."
But I suggest that we do because I don't trust that they don't get into danger.
I'm just kind of getting up and backing away slowly and be like, sorry, didn't mean to disturb your game. Trying to make sure that these little ones do not go running and screaming,
Hey,
making us
Ansel
look like
backs up
pervs.
all the way to Alden, picks him up and throws him at the kids. No, I'm kidding. Kind of nudges him towards the kids.
Aren't you glad I'm not running this game, Nicole?
He's. I said no, but okay. I'm gonna laugh if this actually works.
Oh, dear.
Do I see what Ansel's doing?
What are you actually doing?
He's kind of nudging Alden and going, "Go try and talk to them."
Was a strength check necessary? Can I counter it?
It's just you got a little bit of a pat on the back.
I don't. I'll whisper.
Come on,
No,
little
I
one,
don't-
time to make some friends.
I don't know Varisian. I don't think it's a good idea.
Try common. Just try common.
You
Go.
sure?
Go.
All right. I'll edge forward and say hi, as I usually do, and I'll wave.
Roll me diplomacy and add 4. Because you are a halfling and non-intimidating.
I should be just.
And you are talking to children. Who are
Diplomacy,
your
right?
height. Plus 4 is
15.
15.
15.
The children. So one of the children in particular sort of stops and cocks her head a little bit. She's curious because, adult, but not. Why are you not up there? She has that sort of curious look about her, and all the girls sort of stop and they're very nervous still.
I'll point to the jump rope. Well, first of all, they haven't said anything back, right?
They haven't really. They're sort of, but they obviously understood what you said.
Okay, so I'll point at the jump rope and say, "That looks fun. Can I try?"
Give me another diplomacy roll.
I was gonna say, because if you make me do a jump roll, this is gonna be great.
This will be easier because you have actually succeeded on the first one.
+4 again?
Plus 4, so
So 16.
That's not bad. Okay, so they sort of the one that looked at you a little funny sort of half steps forward. Yeah, I don't know about so she sort of half steps forward and well, yeah, we play.